Good morning. It is Wednesday, April the 1st, and we are ready for math. You should have page 273 pulled out that says at the top, multiply a mixed number. Multiply a mixed number. Okay, now, here's the steps. Number 1, this is the trickiest part, okay? If we're going to multiply by a mixed number, the first thing you need to do is rename the mixed number. Okay, rename it. So we have to turn it into an improper fraction. And you should already know how to do that. Okay, remember we did this kind of thing. We take the denominator and we multiply it by the whole number. And then we add the numerator. Okay, so we started at the bottom. So for this one, if it's 3 and 2 sixths, then we're going to take 6 times 3 plus 2, and then we're going to put it over the denominator. So that would give us 20 over 6. Okay, let me say it again. Take the denominator, multiply it times the whole number, add the numerator, and then put it over the denominator. You keep the same denominator. And that's how you change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, let me write that out just so that make sure you got the steps. So multiply the, multiply the denominator by the whole number. Add the numerator and put it over the denominator. Okay, and that's what I did right here. I started at the bottom and go up this way, right? 6 times 3 plus 2, put it over the denominator. We've already done that. Okay, now let me get this out of the way a little bit. Okay, once you've done that, all you have to do is just multiply, just like we did yesterday. Remember, we multiplied top straight across, bottom straight across, reduced, and then you're done. That's all you have to do here. So, but make sure you do not think that you multiply the whole number times the whole number and keep the fraction the same. You can't do that because that mixed number is one fraction. So you need to deal with it as a fraction. You can't just multiply times the whole number and then take the whole thing over. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Let's practice some of these together to make sure you understand. Okay? Number 1. 2, and they're just giving you right now, they're giving you whole numbers to practice with. So 2 times 1 and 2/3. Now, here's the tricky part with them giving you whole numbers to practice with. This is what I was saying. You're going to think you can do 2 times 1. No, you cannot do that. You have to change this mixed number first. It has to be changed, okay? So I see this mixed number, and I know that the first thing I have to do is I have to change that. So let's change it. I'm going to take the denominator, which is 3, times 1 plus 2. So that's going to give me 5 over 3, 5/3. So let's rewrite our problem. 2 times 5/3 equals. Now, remember, if we're dealing with a whole number here, we just multiply that times the numerator. So 2 times 5 is 10. Slide over my denominator, 10/3. But I cannot keep it as 10/3. Now I need to change it back into a mixed number. Okay, 3 goes into 10 3 times with 1 left over. And that'll be, why did I put 9? 3 times with 1 left over, and that'll be 3 1/3. Now, do you see how that's different? If you had just done 2 times 1 and then kept that, you would have 2 2/3. Is that right? No, it's not right. So we have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction and then multiply. Okay, let's try another one. 2. 3 times 3 5 6. First step, I have a mixed number here. This mixed number has to be changed. Okay, so let's keep the 3 the same. Times, now let's change this to an improper fraction. Start at the denominator, which is 6. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 5, 23, and I put it over the denominator, which is 6. Now I multiply straight across. 3 times 23. Do you have it yet? 69. And then I keep the denominator, which is 6. 69 sixths. Now, I can't keep it that way. Now I have to change it back into a mixed number. So 6 goes into 69. 11 times with a remainder of 3 6, which then is going to turn into what? 11 1/2. Are you with me? Okay, let's keep going. Number 3. 4 times 2 3/5. Okay, what do we have to do first? See, here is a mixed number that has to be changed. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to keep the 4 the same, but I'm going to change my mixed number. I'm going to start at the bottom. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Slide it over my denominator, which is 5. Now I'm going to multiply straight across. 4 times 13. Work that out in your head. Did you get 52? Slide over the denominator, which is 5. 5 goes into 52. 10 times. Nope. Yeah, 10 times with a remainder of 2/5. Can 10 2/5 be reduced? Nope. Okay, number 4. 5 times 1 3/4. We're going to keep the 5 the same, and we're going to change the mixed number. Start at the bottom. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Bring over that denominator, which is 4. Multiply straight across. 5 times 7 is 35. Bring over that denominator, which is 4. Now let's turn it back into a mixed number. 4 goes into 35. 8 times, right? That would be 32 with a remainder of 3/4. How you still doing? You with me? Number 5, here we go. 3 times 2 1/3. We're going to keep the 3. We're going to change that mixed number to an improper fraction. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Bring over that denominator, which is 3. Now we're going to multiply straight across. 3 times 7, 21. Bring over that denominator. 3. Now let's turn it back. 3 goes into 21. 7 times. No remainder. 6. 2 times 4 and 5/7. I'm going to keep the 2 the same. Now I'm going to change 4 and 5/7 into an improper fraction. Start at the bottom. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 5. 33. Bring over the 7. And then I'm going to multiply straight across. 2 times 33 is 66. Bring over the 7. Change it back into a mixed number. 7 goes into 66 9 times with a remainder of 3/7. Can 3/7 be reduced? No, it cannot. Okay, now you have a full front page of practice for that. You're going to go back over and over the same exact process. If you need to, please, please, please watch this again. If you need to, please, please, please get on YouTube and say if you need to remember how to change a mixed number into an improper fraction. Look that up, okay? But the steps are here. Go back over it if it's still a little fuzzy for you. And here's what I always say. Listen, if it feels a little muddy, that means that you're learning. You keep going. That's why you have so many practice. We don't practice 6 and then stop. We keep going so that we get a little bit of confidence. By the time we get to 15, we know what we're doing. So slog along, follow the steps, and by the time you get there, hopefully you'll have it. That's what learning feels like. Learning doesn't feel like, woo, got this. Okay, learning feels like, I'm not real sure, but then you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you get better. That's what learning is. Okay, so don't ever doubt yourself when you have those, I'm not sure. Okay, that's what learning is. Got it? Now, look at the back. The back is a review of the types of problems we've done before. So it says, write the answer in lowest terms. So you've got 16 and 17 are both addition. Go back to your adding fractions. Make sure you change the denominators and add them. 18 and 19 are subtraction. Okay, make sure you remember what to do. Look at 18 with me. I want to make sure you remember how to do this because here's my fear. My fear is that you are going to see 18 and it's going to look like this. 4 minus 2 and 3/4. And you are going to say 4 minus 2 is 2 and then you bring over the fraction. Can you do that? No, you cannot. Because you really have a 0/4 over there and you can't subtract 3/4 minus 0/4. So you're going to need to change 4 into 3 and 4/4 minus 2 and 3/4. That's what borrowing does. Now it looks a little different when we're laying it out here to the side. But that's all we did. We went over and we made that a 3 and we brought over the whole number in fraction form. So now I can subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. 4/4 minus 3/4 is 1/4. That's what your 18 should look like. Be careful. 19 is subtraction. 20 is multiplication again. 21 is multiplication. Okay. Look at the word problems with me. 22. On Saturday, Mrs. Elliott bought 4 packages of hamburger meat on sale. Each package weighed 2 1/8 pounds. How many pounds of meat did she buy? So, what kind of problem is that going to be? She bought 4 packages and they were each 2 1/8. So we're going to multiply, right? Mrs. Elliott used 3 1/2 pounds of hamburger meat to make chili. She used 1 1/4 pounds to make meatballs. How many pounds of meat did Miss Elliott use? Now we have she has 3 1/2. She used 3 1/2 and she used 1 1/4. This is not a multiplication problem. This is an addition problem, which will mean that you will need to change those denominators first. Okay? Now 24. How many pounds are left of the hamburger meat that Mrs. Elliott bought on Saturday? So you're going to need to go back to your answer for 22 and subtract these two answers here to find out 24. Okay. Now, for the last part, we're not going to, if you would like to look over that to see what it's saying, I want you to practice the way that we have been doing it so far. So for this bottom purple box, all the way down to the bottom in these last three, you can just put a slice right through it and a slice right through it. We are not going to do that part. You can do the word problems at the top and the problems at the top here and the whole front, but not the bottom purple part. Okay? Please stick with it till you got it. Email me any questions. You're doing great, okay? Comment below that you're done and you're moving on.